I know now not to upset you.
No big
There
deal.
you go. No, I got a sense of humor.
I wonder if that's red.
I don't think so.
You can have everything
Sorry
on my
to-
desk tonight.
Sorry to push you down, but either that and then I get to straddle this thing. I can straddle this.
All right, Chair.
Proud of Seth or I'm straddling this thing.
You should probably set that clock.
Yeah, that is an odd.
Yeah, I don't think that
I mean,
clock
I
is
can-
right, is it?
6:29 right now.
That's
It's
perfect.
not gonna help you any.
No.
We'll set it when we're done tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, the hands on there.
Hi, Jan.
So I can stand up.
Oh, not it. Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm thinking I got this chair, I probably should stand up. I'll get started like right now, except for now it's very.
We need to use those two signs on the mirror also.
I'm ready.
Okay. Like-
Fasten your seatbelts, put your tray tables up.
And hope the window doesn't blow out, right?
You're right.
That's a door, by
The door. I was like, man, I don't want to sit by doors anymore. Okay, we will call to order the first meeting of 2024. Happy New Year's, everybody, and everybody in Teleland. Yeah. So, start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any corrections to the agenda?
No, there is not any adjustments, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane.
I move to approve the agenda then.
Second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anybody from the public that would like to talk about something that is not on the agenda?
Actually, do have something.
Really? All right. You're part of the public.
So, I've lived in town here for about 3 years now, and since moving out here, I've had a desire to move into the country for my children to be able to experience kind of like the farm life, and just to be able to see how animals reproduce. Like the idea of having chickens or a cow, all that really appeals to me. But we love city life as well. My wife doesn't know how to drive and doesn't have a huge desire to, so she likes to walk around, and she can walk to the library, she can walk to the store. She really likes it a lot. So we're planning on sticking in town, but I'd still love to give my kids that opportunity to see how animals work. And we've liked to have chickens, but to have chickens, it costs $50 a year here in town. And that's each year. You have to pay $50 again for a permit. And so we've never bothered. That's a lot of money for a chicken. $10 per chicken, and then you have to actually buy them. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it before you guys to see if we could lower the price, at least for chickens, and not necessarily roosters. I know roosters can be bothersome, but what's having 5 chickens in an enclosed space here in town? I don't know. Maybe it would cause a nuisance. I'm not sure, but just wanted to bring it up so you guys can think about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bring them to the farm anytime you want.
Thanks.
We don't have chickens.
Oh.
Okay, moving along to the consent calendar.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 11th minutes, approve municipal accounts payable and payroll without breakthrough beverage, approve resolution 2024-1, approve the gambling permit for the Southwest Great Divide Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation as long as the fee is paid, Approve Resolution 2024-7, a tree donation from Kiwanis. And Resolution 2024-8, a donation from the Lions for a new shelter out at Swift Lake Park.
A second.
A first and second, any?
I'll make a motion, but then I want to ask a question.
I made the motion, she second.
And now we're at the discussion.
So discussion. Thing with the Lions, there was no dollar amount. Are they planning on
Good job, that's what I was going to do, my part.
building it and just paying whatever it ends up costing?
Their
or-
plans right now are to do that, but they're not sure. That's why we didn't need to put a number in there. Whatever they can do would be the start of it, but they have every intention to put all of it into it, but they're just not sure right now. That's why we just wanted to get it approved, and they know that they're going to get some groundwork done by the city for that type of thing at Swift Lake Park, but they're not sure on what the cost is going to be.
Will that be a second shelter or tear down the one that's there?
They'd tear down the one that's there. It's not in good shape. There's even some discussion on possibly moving it if there's a better place. A lot of water runs right through there at the time, and that's why the cement's not very good out there. But yes, they have every intention. We're trying to look at the one that was done at Central Park to see the size comparison, to see what it's going to cost before they would commit to a total amount of the full project.
And we're just approving their donation. We're not saying we're going to go ahead and build it.
Exactly.
Okay, that was my main thing.
Good. That's what I was bringing up anyway with it. So.
Mayor, I'd first like to really commend the Lions Club for their the idea and willingness to help pitch in on some park shelter improvements. I would suggest that this item be brought up at the park board meeting. We have done a kind of an inventory of all the facilities at all of the parks, and actually we have talked about the needs out at Swift Lake Park, and we realize that shelter out there by the campground is not very good. But I think that the park board could give some valuable insight into exactly what we do.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
And I too would like to thank the Kiwanis and the Lions both for their donations.
Job well done.
Okay, so can we have roll call?
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dodson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Van
Aye.
Cheeks,
Aye.
Arvisa. Yes. Mayor Corman.
Aye. Somebody please do that consent calendar with breakthrough beverage.
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable for Breakthrough Beverage.
I'll second that.
A first and second, any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Arvisa. Yes. Dobson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
and Mayor Corman.
Aye. What?
Yeah,
Oh, she didn't ask
Aren't you
you?
going to ask George?
Did I not ask George? I did.
I can't remember what I said either.
George.
You said no. I heard you.
Aye. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you. Sorry about that, George.
You left out, missed one meeting, and look what happened.
Yeah.
See the boards you're on. So Mayor Council Communication, do you want to take
I have a
this
few
first
things.
one away?
I have a few things at the end after we talked a little bit about the real estate on there. I have a few things at the end there, but we can go ahead with the A right there. If you would read that, please.
First reading amend City Charter Chapter 1, Section 1.09, reducing the size of the Charter Commission from 9 members to 7. Ordinance number 387.
Calling for a public hearing.
Calling for a public
So
hearing.
that's what we're wanting from you, is it? Call for
Need a
it.
Calling
motion
for it,
for
so we have to
that, or-
call for,
Need a motion for that?
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to do the first. Is it a motion for the first reading, or is this the?
It'd be the second reading.
Okay. Motion for the second reading to amend the charter on January 22nd at 6:30 p.m.
I'll second that.
any further discussion?
I just want to remind the public that very soon that board will be an opportunity for the public to get involved in city government if they so desire. It's an important board.
It's not just that board, but there's a few boards that we possibly could be short on over the next couple of years. So all the participation from the public would be appreciated.
Okay, roll call, please.
Higgs.
Aye.
Arvisa.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dobson.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Landay.
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
So next we're going to go through some appointments for the city council. I'm going to go through those. Do we need to do those one at a time, or can we do more than one? One at a time.
And you appoint the first two.
So number one, Deputy City Administrator Shane Daniels, who's not here tonight, but if we could get a motion on to make Shane Daniels the Deputy City Administrator.
I will so move.
I'll second that.
Roll call. Do we have to do roll call for every one of these two? Could we just say all those in favor? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number two on my list there is Deputy City Clerk Diane Campbell.
I'll make a motion for that.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And this is where I do it?
Yep.
So, we'd like to get a motion for city clerk for Jeff Carpenter.
Also move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
City attorney Matt Gross.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Oh, did you not catch that?
No, I did. So I just want to make the council aware that his rates did go up from $150 an hour to $165 an hour.
For the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
Come on.
15 for 15.
Yes.
I will second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, council appointments, incumbent and apparentness. Where are we at? Number one, Mayor Pro Temp would be Tom Dobson.
I'll make that motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number two on the list, Community Ed Financial Advisor Board Member George Landite.
I will make that motion.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Number three, Planning Commission Member, one member, Jana Revizu.
Still work for you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
I'll make the motion.
Didn't ask.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We weren't letting you go by,
Who seconded that?
Jerry.
Jerry did. Okay. Number four, EDA members. Two members for the EDA would be Dave Teagues and Tom Dobson.
I would make that motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number five, Hospital Advisory Board, one member, Jerry Shones.
Still up for that? Also move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Number six, Wheels Across the Prairie Museum, one member, Seth Schmidt.
Still up for that?
That's fine. I would just point out that I'm already an elected member of that board. So if someone else is interested in also serving as a representative on that board, there is room. But I'm fine with continuing to serve as the
Something to do.
liaison.
I said you need something to do.
Yeah.
He'll already be there, is what he's saying.
Also move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Number seven, Park Board, one member, also Seth Schmidt.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
H, adopt Robert Rules of Order for the 2024 Order of Business as council meetings.
Who else has rules of order?
Only Robert.
Yeah, did we put this out for bid?
We should change it to George's rule.
George Landis Rules of Order.
I'll make a motion to adopt it.
Just kidding.
I'll second.
Do I have to roll call this, or can we keep going with all those in favor?
No, you can do all of it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, the next thing that I've got on the list, Mayor, is the ESST implementation for full-time employees and we can actually change that a little bit on there. It's not just for full-time employees, it's for part-time employees and temporary or seasonal employees also.
Do we as council members fit in there?
No, you do not.
What the firemen do.
The firemen do.
Yeah.
Fire people.
The part-timers are easy to implement. It's the full-time that is causing the issues.
And there is, just like when we went through and this was handed down to the state for the marijuana, remember last August, and we had to have 2 separate meetings and everything here, this has been in contention for 2 months that the 3 of us have met, they've met, and they put together a presentation for it just so everybody kind of understands. Good luck, but everybody can kind of understand what's going to happen here. So you've got some choices to make, or a choice to make. We're going to give you probably the simplest choice of all of it. So if you've got some questions with this, this is something that needs to be relayed to not only the police union, but also to our people at that are in the union for the city also.
Do you have to document this by the quarters for the state, or how's that?
Well,
Don't know.
yes, we're gonna kind of go through this slideshow presentation, if that's okay.
Yep, sorry.
So the first thing that I want the council to know is that these proposed changes the option that we're proposing is not gonna financially impact the city at all.
How can it not, if part-time
Because
and
it's
seasonal?
Well, that's a whole separate issue. That's why it just says full-time on this slideshow.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
So this one.
We're just talking full-time people, we're not talking part-time right now.
Okay.
okay.
Diane, maybe you're going to explain this, but I understand earned sick time, but what is safe time?
So safe time is if there's a court order for, order of protection.
There's stalking.
Yep, stalking,
You get emotional.
spousal abuse, anything like that is safe. Yep.
All right.
So what we're proposing will not add additional benefit to anybody. They're gonna get the 8 hours that they always get. It's just gonna impact how those hours can be used, is what it'll impact. The challenges of implementation for this, full-time employees earn 8 hours a month. It's a monthly thing. At the beginning of every month, they get 8 hours. ESST is based on hours worked. So if you have a long month, you might earn more that month of ESST and less sick leave because it's deducted from the 8 hours of sick leave. So say I earn 2 hours in a month, I would get 6 hours of sick leave and 2 hours of ESST is how that would work. The max you can earn for ESST is 1 hour per 30 hours worked, capped at 40 hours in the first year, and any unused ESST hours carry over to a max of 80 hours. So once they reach the 80 hours, if they use 8 hours of ESST, we discontinue earning. They have to earn those 8 hours back for us to stop earning them. So up to 80 hours, you stop earning. So there'd be a lot of tracking, keeping track of it before every payroll, who's earned it, who hasn't. It has to show up on the pay stub, which Casel's software update only addresses part-time people. It does not address full-time people. So nothing is automatically going to accumulate for us. We have to manually calculate it on every single person for every payroll.
What was our benefit right now before this? What did employees, full-time employees?
8 hours
8 hours per month
per month.
for sick time only, or
Sick time only.
for any kind of?
Sick time only. So it's actually listed as sick time.
Kind of know why you're asking that.
So you could
It's
get
not
80,
PTO, it's-
80 hours after 10 months, plus vacation, plus
Yes.
everything else.
And that's how it is right now. It's, some businesses have PTO where it's just an accumulated paid time off.
Right, that's pretty common.
We have a certain amount for sick time, a certain amount for vacation, a certain amount for floating holiday, a certain amount for personal day.
Okay.
So it's all split out.
It's not going to add, it's just going to add more variety, more flexibility in
It's
what
not
somebody
as
can do.
restricted. So right now, sick leave, you can only use it for parents, children, spouse, pretty much. ESST, you can use it for anybody under the sun.
So
Nieces, nephews, stepchildren.
if you've have accumulated because you didn't work that many hours this month, 3, but they want to take 8 hours, they would take 3 of,
Of the 8 hours.
but would we require the additional 5 to qualify, or are we just gonna say it is what it
So they're gonna get 8 hours regardless.
is? Well, not
This
if they
is
don't
full-time.
qualify
This
for
is
the
This is
5.
full-time. Full-time people. are
They
gonna-
wouldn't for lack of this new rule, because they would not be able to take sick time off for their next door neighbor.
They wouldn't technically, but I can promise you that they do.
Right, okay.
If they want to take sick time, they're going to take it.
Nobody goes out and
No.
takes a thermometer.
Giving more flex time, flexibility with the time off and be out in the open as opposed to.
So when you started, if I heard you right, you said it wasn't gonna cost the city anymore,
This will not,
except for
put
the
any additional-
administration of it. There's gonna be some cost there.
if,
Somebody's gonna
yeah,
have to put more time in.
depending on how you guys choose to implement it.
I think what we probably need to do is let Diane go through this
Mhm.
whole PowerPoint, because I think some of the questions will
Will
be
be
answered
answered.
in the PowerPoint.
Yep.
And jot down our questions, and if they aren't answered, then we can ask, but I think from reading through the PowerPoint, a lot of this is answered. My question was just about the part-time, because I knew with the law, it included part-time.
It
So-
does include part-time. Does
But
include-
right now, we're only looking at full-time,
Correct.
so.
Correct. So as I said, the software that Casell is putting into place for this does not address full-time people at all. It doesn't manually calculate anything, it just has to be done manually.
And that's what we were hoping for, is that our accounting system would see the hours come in, because they see that, and it would automatically take care of it. No,
Doesn't do that.
it doesn't do that.
So,
Here, I'm going against
No.
what I just said. So, but
so again, the ESST will not exceed the 8 hours that full-time people are currently getting. It's gonna be 8 hours regardless of how it gets implemented, it's gonna be 8 hours. The only thing it will change is, right now, our union policy says that if you terminate with 5 years of service or retire, you get paid out 60% of your unused sick time. The ESST does not allow for a payout. So, in essence, the employee is really taking a hit on that, because they would get paid for a percentage of the 8 hours that they're currently getting paid for.
There's no opting out
No. No,
For the
everybody-
employee or for the
ESST.
employer?
for the employee. You can't say, I don't want to participate, I want my prior deal.
They have no choice but to
Okay.
participate. So that would be something that the council, I think, would want to look at regardless. because it would violate the union contract as it stands right now. So converting what, the choices you have is for us to manually calculate it on every single employee before every single payroll, which would get to be time consuming. That's option one. Option two is to change our sick leave earned to be ESST earned. And then there's no calculating because we're meeting the state requirements. The only thing is the restrictions that we currently have would be lifted and you would be able to use sick time for a broader range of things. That makes sense. So that would be the impact that you would have by just going to ESST hours. It's just a matter of changing the code title and off we go. That would be the end of it. There would be no manual calculation for every pay period. It would just open that door for employees to.
There'd be
use
no
it for-
qualification or anything
Well,
anymore.
there is qualification. There's certain documents that you have to provide to your employer if you are out for 3 days or more.
But the 8 hours will not have anything to do with qualifying for the 8 hours.
Right,
And no more, no less.
right. No more, no less.
Will that satisfy the law?
Yep, it would satisfy the law. We would have to make adjustments to the union contract. But it would just be minor adjustments.
They honestly didn't have a whole lot of suggestions. They're going, okay, however we want to.
So are we going to run into a trouble if it's an 80-hour cap and we're going to throw 96 hours in there?
No. You can be more, you just can't be less. Like the city can't say, well, we're not going to give them any more than 60 hours in ESST. You have to exceed it, you can't
Gotcha.
be less than it.
So the employee has to sign some documentation if they're gone for more than 3 days in a row, but if they're just gone
Yeah,
one
but
day,
That's no matter what.
That's in the handbook as it is. If the employer requests a doctor's note from them or whatever, they can do that. They have to present that. And it has to be a record in their personnel file.
And that's pretty standard, a 3-day, once you're out 3 days, if there's any kind of question, then you would ask for a doctor's note or whatever.
So instead of sick time, then it would just be ESST.
So it would give more flexibility to 2 more hours.
It would. It would.
No, it'd be a lot less.
I have to believe that
But
employees are not going to violate or take advantage of this. Like I say, if an
Once we
employee's
have-
going to call in sick for whatever
What are we gonna
reason,
do?
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Yeah.
Go to their house?
They're going to find a way one way or another.
Employees are so important right now in today's world that you know, we try to be as flexible, especially here at the city, as flexible as possible anyway. So I don't think this is going to change any of the things the way we look at sick time or ESST.
Okay.
this, if we change it, we'll try to make it less cumbersome, I guess.
Oh, it would make it a lot less cumbersome.
So is Casella going to try to fix their end of it? Or are they waiting to see what actual outcome of stuff?
At this point, the only thing they've done is provided a process to add a part-time ESST pay code to the system. The part-timers are still going to have to be manually calculated. There's no way around it. And that includes the fire, but they're only quarterly. They're not, every 2 weeks. So it's just a matter of.
And what did we figure out with like the city employees that work at the pool that go 25 hours a week over a 10-week period? You'd be looking at how many hours we figured out it was going to be for them at the end of that's where it would cost a little bit of money, where if they use that, it's just something that we're going to have to explain to them because we have to make sure that every employee is at least
Educated
cognizant
on it.
of what it is, whether they're going to understand it or not, whether they're going to use it or not, but it will be sitting out there for them. But we're talking less than a day for a part-time person.
Is it gonna make a difference for employees? You know, like some of them, like how long can you keep carrying over your sick time?
Until you reach 1,080
1,080,
hours.
1,080, isn't it?
Are you talking part-time people or just
No.
in general?
Regular,
Regular
full-time?
people? You can carry over up to 1.5 times, I believe, of your time earned.
How many hours
For
basically?
the,
The thing is it's not gonna matter, because the contract already has that in, and the
Right.
full-time people are already earning
Mhm.
more than what this ESST would give them. So they're
But
still
instead
just
of
gonna
sick
get their
time-
8 hours.
So for
Instead of
sick
6 time, it's
time-
gonna be called ESST.
Both.
No.
It'll be both.
Oh, it'll be both. I
Yes.
thought you said it was just gonna be changed to to ESST.
All
It
sick
will
time will be
encompass both of
ESST.
it. It'll be one code,
fund.
one fund. For sick time, I'm sorry, Pam, you can earn up to 6 months of sick time.
So that's
And then
not
after
gonna
that, it
affect all
goes
of that.
into catastrophic pay.
So the ESST, if we code it under that, that's not gonna affect people for carrying over their
There's
stuff?
really no
Okay.
negative for the employee. It's a positive for the employee because they'll be able to use their sick time a lot more freely.
Providing the 60% payout is changed to include the ESST time. Otherwise, the employee would take a hit on that.
Yeah.
And
Because
that's,
it'd be less than what we're getting as of today.
But you're not earning more time, so
No.
really for us to combine them, it's still gonna be, if we say we pay out 60% of the ESST / sick leave, it's still gonna be the same dollar amount that we would have paid this
Correct.
last year.
Correct.
Besides raises and that would go along with
so you need a motion to do this then?
it. You
To
need
implement the whatever option you'd like to implement for ESST.
I will make motion that we change our sick time to read ESST, to implement it for full-time employees, given the explanation and the rules that you have laid out.
Second.
Doesn't it have to say ESST / sick leave?
ESST is sick time.
Okay. Okay, first, any other discussion?
Could we restate the motion, please?
I wished I could. It's the motion is to implement the ESST rules, and we will change our sick time policy to now read ESST policy. Sick time will basically be no more. It'll all be ESST underneath the same rules as the sick time was before.
So
For
more or less,
hours.
it's this one here that's bolded. Are we gonna discuss how we're doing it with part-timers and seasonal?
Absolutely, they have to be educated on,
Because that's a little
Dicier.
messier. or whatever.
yes, yes,
So this is, the motion is for full-time employees.
correct.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, do we do roll call on this?
Yep.
Okay.
Jones,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Landig,
Aye.
Dobson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Teigs,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
Okay, do you want to talk a little bit more about with the part-time, with that also? There's going to be a
We have to, because it's in effect.
a
January
memorandum
1.
that will go from for the union also, that they already drew up, and that we'll talk to them about that.
Do that at the next meeting, or are we doing it now?
The part-time, no, I think we should do that right now. I mean, isn't that part of it?
What do we,
Do we want to talk a little bit about part-time right now, though?
so ESST as a whole, you have to put in 80 hours before you start earning. So it actually ends up being 80 hours plus 30 hours before you earn your first hour.
What?
So it's
Okay.
105 hours?
110.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that.
110 hours before you earn your first hour.
I thought the law was they started earning it as soon as they were hired. If
They
you
have to
go
work
back,
80 hours first.
that's not how I read
And
that
then you
letter
have
from
to-
Matt.
And then you have to wait till you get paid at the
I
end
like
of it.
Diane's way better.
Yeah, but if that's not what the law is,
She's the one that'll sit with
All
Nikki and
employees
Dale.
begin accruing after 80 hours worked.
You begin accruing, but you don't accrue any until the end of that month.
Yep, you have to work 80
Kinda like
hours,
You
and
have
then
to-
after that, for every 30 hours worked, you earn 1 hour.
You don't get paid until you've put in 2 weeks or
Right.
a
Mhm.
month.
Do we have part-time people on now?
liquor store.
The
Well-
liquor store.
Oh, yeah.
Liquor
Yeah.
store, the
And
library.
I
But
suppose,
they won't be on it, so our last payroll was through December 30th. So this next payroll will be when the 80 hours start. And then after that, it's 30 hours.
How many part-timers earn, for the whole year, it's not just a month?
Mm-hmm, yep.
There's not that many of them during from September through May. It's when June through the middle of August come around and we will have 24, 25 extra ones.
So was there, so thinking about this one and the change, there was no change for full-time. Did we offer any sick time for part-time employees up till now? Okay. So that's the major change of the
Yep,
thing.
yep.
I guess, in a sense, it's nice to understand it, but it's not like we can vote on it. I mean,
Right.
this is coming down from
Yeah.
above, it's law.
Without direction.
We implement it or suffer the consequences,
Yes.
so.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it includes
I think
full-time, part-time, seasonal, and temporary employees, and then,
So this is
the-
basically getting sick time or ESST for part-time individuals who had never had it.
From Matt Gross, he says on paragraph 3, ESST requires that all employees begin to accrue sick leave on the first day of their employment.
Sure.
The 80 hours starts.
You start accruing it, but you don't get it till after that 80 hours plus the
Right.
30 is done.
An employer
You can't
performs
use
work
it.
for
You
the
can't use
city
it, yes.
for at least 80 hours, yes, you have to have the 80
So
hours.
you're
first.
accruing it, but you
Right.
you can't call in sick your first week of
Right.
work.
No,
or-
you're accruing
they're not
like
accruing it
.01 that
not
first.
until after 80 hours.
No, they're
Start
accruing.
accruing it
According
right
to
away from day one. When you start, you get your first hour in, and then at 80 hours or 110 hours is where you can start using it. To put it into a little bit of perspective, we thought about a part-time lifeguard that would at the end of the summer, they'd vary about 4 hours. Now that's if they used it.
And if they don't use it, it
Okay.
goes away.
Well,
They-
that's,
they don't
we
get
terminate
paid.
those employees and, at the end of.
Unless
every-
they're hired back within 180 days.
which they wouldn't be, yeah.
So Jeff, really, the financial impact is really pretty
Very
minimal
little,
for
yeah.
the part-time.
It wasn't communicated very well. In fact, there was I can't tell you how many, the hours between Matt and Tyler and Matt and myself and then Matt and it was,
Well, and
there was where the cost come in. It was
Yeah.
was the communication and the number of hours that it took to come up with this. Because there wasn't, just like last August, there wasn't very good communication from who's implementing this, which is the state.
this is one of those things where, to a degree, it makes some sense, having gone through what we went through in 2022, and many part-time employees that do not have any sick time, when they are sick, still go to work. They can't afford not to. And then that just spreads stuff. Giving individuals an option to have at least a day when they should not be around other people. I think it's probably good for the public as much as it is.
Yeah,
You're
good point.
thinking that part-time could not have reimbursement during COVID?
I
Because
just-
I was part-time working at the liquor store at that time, and I did get my wages reimbursed.
A lot of
Not as
businesses didn't though.
Yeah, a lot of places
Okay,
didn't.
yes, that's true.
And that's
But
pretty
for our
common in
city,
the-
I was
We
granted
didn't.
that.
Temp employees,
Employees, we
I
didn't.
was a temp employee a number of times earning my way in, and you got no vacation, no sick time. If you didn't show up, you weren't gonna get paid.
But this was only under COVID that I got that money.
So
And
anyway,
because
I
as
just
a
make that
part-time
point.
person, I
No,
would not
that's-
I'm
admit-
still
Valid
not
point.
real clear in my mind. I understand now that they will be accruing it from the moment they start working. They can't use it until, where did the 110 come from?
That's
80
the
hours
80
and
hours
30.
plus the 30, because you have to work 30 hours to, so if you start new, you're not gonna, day 2, you're not gonna give sick time.
You can take 2 minutes.
Yeah, it wouldn't start.
So
you
that's
wouldn't
where the
see it.
80
You'd take
hours
an hour.
comes into play. It's the employee's safety net of, you have to put at least 80 hours in before you start accruing.
That's where there's gonna be some manual there, where we're gonna have to look at every employee.
But at 110, then what would they be able to cash out or use?
1
You
hour.
would earn 1 hour.
1 hour for every
That's-
30.
That's
I
going
know,
against what
that's-
Jerry is.
No, that's
talking
Who
not
about.
right.
receives the benefit? An employee begins accruing after 80 hours worked.
Where are you seeing that?
This is the slideshow presentation that the state sent out to implement it.
Well, then we have to revisit with Matt.
Well, Matt
We
was
did.
as confused as we were because there were so many holes in their system. But yes, this is a training, this is the presentation that I printed
So I
out.
shouldn't be looking
You
at
should
what
be looking
Matt.
at what Matt, because
That is
Matt
not-
was as confused as we were. In
Yes.
fact, it wasn't until the last day before we needed to get this done, before we finally found out that.
It would be
Fire.
nice to have that,
I did send this to you guys
when?
back in September probably when I first got this.
Well,
But I
let's,
can certainly send it again. if you guys
Mayor, I
would
guess
like.
if we have to do it, we have to do
yeah,
it.
can we move forward then and just give this to our administration to implement?
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Yep, it's your problem.
Yeah, but I also want to read through it because we are responsible when we pass this. And if we don't pass it
There's-
legally.
We don't pass it.
We don't pass
There's
anything.
no passing.
No,
because
all
it's
you're
implemented.
passing is to
no
change the
passing.
name from sick leave to ESST.
As
That's
long
all.
as they
All you're voting on.
implement it
And we already
correctly.
did that.
Implementation of it is,
State,
I don't know what we
state
vote on.
regulated.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do
That's
about
their
it.
thing.
They shoved it down.
Okay,
Because even if you don't like it, you're still stuck with it.
Yeah. Real estate.
all right, so if everybody's okay, are we moving on?
Okay, next few
Do we have
that,
to vote? Or did we?
No, no voting on that.
No.
no vote on that.
already voted.
That was on changing the name.
Is-
Yep.
Does anybody other than Jerry want a copy of that presentation?
I remember you sending it out. I can go back.
I would
I would
take,
appreciate
I
it.
would take.
Dan,
one
George, and
for-
Jan?
But rather than-
Was that, okay.
Oh. Yeah, he's full-time.
So real estate, Jay, number one, the CHS lot, I'm just going to give you a quick update because they had called and said that they weren't going to be coming in for this meeting, just to talk about it a little bit. But what we're looking at here is the CHS lot. As you can see on the board, that's where the water tower is, and this whole lot around here is where we're struggling a little bit. You can see where the piece of the lot that we want to, that they wanted to sell to us, CHS.
Give to us or?
They
some?
wanted to give to us, I'm sorry.
Yep.
But that's when you asked me to go back to them, we're not interested in taking over a potential lot that is contaminated maybe because of the oil and everything underneath. And then we didn't know what the cleanup was going to be on that. So they understood that. But in the meantime, with this particular lot, we also had, and it deals with the city a little bit, but it's Twin Circles has some interest in that property to possibly turn it into a garage for them because they have no place for their their Bobcat. If you drove by there this morning, the Bobcat was under snow. They have a lawnmower that they're storing in a private residence and that type of thing. So they weren't able to get enough information at their meeting, so I apologize for that. So I didn't want to change this on you. But they will be coming in to talk about the possibility. This is the building that burnt, if you don't remember. And what they're going to be looking at is the Twin Circles and their board were wanting to possibly put a shop over here.
Can we just get out of the way of this and let
Yeah.
CHS just give it to HUD?
We
or-
can, Tom, to a certain extent, but this is right now. We have our water tower is sitting in a residential zone. So as a residential zone, you can't just build a garage.
Yeah.
So we got to get that changed over, and we are working on that. But even if you turn this over into industrial throughout the whole thing, because you've got GNR Electric here, and then you've got the power station over here, even if you turn that into industrial, then there's going to be setbacks and that type of thing.
We do like light, is it one for light commercial?
I guess I can't answer that. I'm waiting for them to come back with a little bit of a design on what they're looking at doing before I put too much time into it.
I would just like,
So I
I'd like to
apologize
get
for
out of the way of it and let
So I
them.
guess there's potential problems there with what was stored there.
Yep.
And the farther away we could be from it. the
And
better.
they know that now also with, they'd have to do soil borings and they know that is the possibility too. But there's also a chance that they don't need to go right onto that spot there. There's a chance that they could put it here.
Okay.
But now we're wondering, well, Shane says there's possibly a water or a sewer line that runs straight through there. So there's all kinds of, you're right, issues. But we're not going to take on somebody's issue. You made that pretty clear. We're not going to take somebody's issue on.
What's we have a quasi relationship for responsibility with that organization anyway, though, don't we? It's not underneath necessarily the city, but it is
Their board is appointed by the city, yes. Their board is appointed by the city.
so it's not
It's
like
a
they're
HUD.
giving it completely to a whole separate organization. We do still carry some liability exposure
Without
then.
really our name on it. Is there somebody on the board, I don't remember, that, the city council that's on that board?
No mention tonight.
We should have somebody on it, shouldn't we?
I'll make a motion Tom gets on.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember anybody
Yeah, that
on
was
the
never
council
done.
being on it unless they were
I don't remember
on
either.
it before they.
I can find that out, but I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
I've been to a meeting before, but no.
But the city doesn't get any revenue or anything like that from, is the city just like an advisory board to them?
I think that's what it is an advisory board. Yeah. But they're a decision-making, unit with that, with the Twin Circles, so.
Because
the
it's like,
housing,
It's the housing.
that one, yes. That
So I
one,
think-
yes, the city does appoint.
I think they cannot, kind of like an economic development, they can't exist by themselves. They have to exist under the umbrella of a city charter, under the organization to
go get some of the benefits that they get from the state and federal government.
get any benefit.
If that's the case, then we should really have someone appointed by the mayor every year on that board.
I can check in that. I can actually check on that. I'll talk to their, a couple of their board members that have been on there a long time. And I'll see if there's ever been one in the past.
Because if we gotta be involved, we need to have someone there involved.
You talking to CHS board?
No.
No.
HUD board.
There's a HUD board through.
Yeah.
The HUD board?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, then yes, we do appoint to that.
We haven't since I've been on council. Who's on
In
it?
March,
Who's on it?
I'd have to look.
Joe and Sis, or one of the two, if not both.
Joe
of them.
is, and then of course,
Joanne,
Dawn,
Dawn,
yeah.
that's-
Around it on it.
Yeah, it used to be Ron Retmer was on.
Yep.
Let me find that out for you.
Fredericks is on that one.
Let me find that out. I just wanted to give you an update since they couldn't be here tonight.
There hasn't been the one as long as I've been on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a council member, I think it's all citizens.
Okay. I will continue to keep you updated on that. I just didn't want to take it off of here, and I wanted to, at least put it into your mind.
okay.
Okay. All right. The next one that I've got on my list is we've had multiple meetings now with UCAP again, And they are actually came to town again. Excuse me?
Siri's talking to her.
Serious talking
Siri's talking to
to
you. And we showed them some lots within the city of Tracy, and where they feel that would be the best served for everybody would be the lots that are currently, they're not really lots because this is industrial out here, but the lots that are actually out there that are available right now with signs out there, right out there on Front Street.
So you've explained this through the economic development. I don't know at the council level if you have.
No.
On,
You've gotten the emails on what the possibilities are from UCAP.
do you
Yep.
want to
That's what we're gonna, yep.
put that out right now?
We're gonna talk about that right now because they would like to put 2 houses up here in town. Essentially, I'd sent that out to you. I think I had even sent some links out. I'll show you a couple of the houses that they want to put. Our part of this, or the city's part of this, or the EDA's part of this would have been free lots for these two houses that they're going to put up. We've had this for sale out here for what a couple of people have told me for 30 years, 35 years out in this area out here.
Somebody said they inquired about purchasing a lot out there, and they were told that it was not available.
I will tell you, under previous
In the last
administration, there was no want to turn this into residential.
So the situation too is that, so there was a grant that was approved for 10 houses, right?
10, yeah.
5 in Marshall, 2 in Tracy, 1 in Walnut Grove, and then would that leave 2 in Jackson?
Jackson and 4, Marshall was 3,
Oh, okay.
Tracy was 2, and Walnut Grove was 1.
So it was, they got the grant. And basically what it will cover is the exposure of putting these 2 houses out there in market condition without taking the risk that a normal builder might have to in this economy of building a $350,000 house and having it sit there. So these are going to be nice houses, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, Bramblers, 2-car attached garages. And this is a great opportunity for Tracy. And we have no exposure other than the lots. And we have 2 brand new homes on tax rolls. No tax increment, no.
So there's more than 2 lots out there. So if this person that said that they had inquired about it, if they were still interested.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I should send them to you.
Absolutely, yes.
So the
What
EDA,
size is a lot?
Well, it really depends on, what we decide that we're going to put in there. We have, at the city, we have an ordinance that says you have to have 100 by 100. It has to be 10,000 square feet. Now, these out here right now that I came off there right now.
you and Shane walked it, or
Yeah, it's 100, or it's 230 across that front, and then about, I believe it's 125 deep. So you split that in 2, that would be well over the 10,000. And we even thought about, there's all kinds of things that we can do. We can extend that a little bit further to the north, but it has to be surveyed, because we got to turn those into 2 lots. And I believe that's what UCAP is planning on doing. Our part of it would be the lots themselves. That's it, the land. And they would turn the hookups, and do everything. The part of the grant is, though, like this house right here, for instance, is one of them, the type that they're going to put up. So you see the $261,000 is the price there. Well, to build this house right now, it's about $335,000. So the grant part of it that we've been accepted into, that is fully funded by the government, and this will be a low income house, or income based.
yeah, it's not.
Not
really
exactly low income, it's the income based.
low. You have to qualify for the mortgage.
You got to qualify for it, and you got to be able to get the mortgage and everything. But you're basically getting $70,000 off of your price of your new house through a grant period.
Potentially.
So you say that's 2 lots,
That's 2 lots, yes. I can go back and,
but there's more than the 2?
we have 2 houses.
No.
No, but she
There's
was
more lots
asking.
out there.
Okay,
Yes.
let me go back to that, see if I can.
So right now, there are not 2 buildable
There's
potentially
nothing
buildable
plotted
lots.
out there.
They built
Here you
these
go.
two up. They raised the contours of these two
18
particulars
inches.
up above kind of the lower water table out there, and they're ready to be built.
So, but right here,
We could march right down that street and continue, and I think the EDA is kind of made in.
to
At
accept the
least.
program itself, this is city land though. This is owned by the city, so there would have to be, just like here, if we were to sell, you have to sell it for $1. But this would be a UCAP project, but that's what they're asking. Is the 2 lots, that would be our part of it.
Well, could we just do, I mean, that, what you see is that square right there, could we just say it's 100 by 120 and plat it that way?
We can plat it any way we'd like. We can go deep. We've even thought, so now you can see right there, that's 237 feet, right there.
But we wouldn't have to necessarily do the 37, I mean,
Yeah.
we could
Yeah,
keep
that's
that
a
for
guess.
additional on
That's
down.
a
Yeah.
little bit of a guess. But you'd want enough in between the 2 houses for setbacks and that type of thing. So, and then deep here is about 100 and it says 18, so I'd say 118, 120 feet. But these 2 lots here have been built up already. They're 18 inches higher than the rest of this around here. There was enough fill put in here.
Wanted to ask
But
you a
that's what I'm
question.
saying. The person
Yeah.
that wanted to buy is going to want to buy, I don't know if they're interested in it anymore, but would want to buy one of those that's already been built up.
Well, we'd have to build another one up because we would want to be giving these 2 UCAP for their project.
Yeah, we need to, I think, once this gets started, we need to think in a little bigger terms of what the rest of that whole property is gonna look like, an overall plan. And there was supposedly a plan drafted with cul-de-sacs and everything else. I think we'd need to look at that again then rather than plat out one lot and then plat out another lot and plat out another lot. I've gone through that before, and when you get closer to the end, you start going, I wish we would have left an access. I wish we would have done this. Now we've got to go through backyards with drainage. That should be an overall large concept of that's where our new development is going to go.
Okay, Tom, so if we do adopt the plan you're talking, plotting it out, are we gonna shoot ourselves in the foot by moving these right away? Letting them have these 2, or that's not gonna affect the long-range plan?
I think it gets things started.
Yeah.
I mean, that generates some new builds in town.
You know?
40 years this has been sitting out here, and I've had it for sale for 7 years.
Well, so did those people that she's talking about not ever contact you then, or what?
I don't remember. It was in the past, this was not, this part of it, across the street here, was not a part of it. These houses here are slab on grade, so there's no basement. So it makes sense where if this is wet out here at all, they're all gonna be sitting above that. There is gonna be no basement, no crawl space, no nothing.
Okay, that being said, the EDA is going to basically give them 2 lots to somebody. What if...
The city.
Yeah,
City,
the
not
city.
CDA, yeah.
Okay, what if Mr. Smith comes to town and said, well, you gave them a lot, give me a lot so I can build a house?
Different program.
Probably is, but they still want to build a house.
Yep.
So you're going to charge them $25,000 to build that, or you're going to give them that lot so they can build a house and we accomplish the same
I
thing we're
think
trying
that's
to
what
do
we'll
here?
have to talk about on down the line, definitely.
Well, that's something we need to think about.
Yeah.
Because it is setting the precedence.
It is.
For
We just
someone
talked
else
about-
that wants to come buy a lot and guarantee I'll have a house on it within a year.
Yeah, or a year
Then
and a
give it
half
to me
tops,
like you
whatever.
did UCAP. Because ultimately, it's the same end result. It's a house on it. Same thing with the lots out by the pool. We're setting a precedence by, and I really want to look at this UCAP. It is a positive thing.
I do too. I
don't
think
want
it
to come
is.
across as a negative.
But
But-
it does,
but
it does set a precedent that, but it's one of those things where, okay, for lack of anybody else stepping forward right now and wanting to do this, those things have sat there.
Yeah.
And nobody's walked in and said, yeah, somebody has said that they did, show me the money. Nobody's walked in with a purchase agreement and said, I want to get those lots, and for 10 years, nothing's been done up there.
I'm not just talking
Give it
them
away.
lots, I'm talking, like Jerry said, out by the
Right.
pool. If somebody come and said, okay, I'll buy 1 lot for $1 and I'll have a house there in a year and a half because it's gonna take that.
I think
Are
we'll have to.
we willing
we'll have
to
talk
accept
about
that?
it.
I think
It's
we're
not
making
talk, you gotta
this,
accept it.
this way more complicated than it needs to be.
No, not really.
For this one.
This,
I mean, we have two choices. We can say no, but it's already kind of,
No,
you know.
we need to do it. I'm all for it, but I guess I just want to think past the end of my nose and look at what's going to come at us, and then the council has to be willing to accept it
Yep.
as is, and not fuss, oh no, we got to have it. You
No,
know,
I agree.
I do have a question that's in a little different direction. So these homes would be on slabs. Would they then have a reinforced room at some point in the home,
They
like
will
for
not.
tornadoes?
They will not. No,
Won't let us.
they won't, no. There's a certain amount you can do. This is a government program. So they're not gonna put that in. You can't go in there and you can make some small decisions on color, maybe the color of the cabinets. In fact, there's a,
They did talk about a safe, an
I
interior,
would think they
your
would.
closet.
interior
Well, what
space
they
that has
often do is
an engineer.
add extra strength to whatever room is designated. But you don't think that's allowed, Jeff?
I don't believe that you're going to be able to put any more money into this. Is going to come from the contractor, which they are going to use local contractors if they win the bid. So these will be bidded out, but this is the amount of money that they're going to put into that.
I'm just thinking, in our area, we tend to have a lot of, at least tornado warnings, thankfully, and since, what, 1968, or when we had the tornado. Most people want some sort of shelter.
but it's, Jan, it's no different than the Eastview townhouses that were built, the
Orchard
Fifth Street
Lane.
apartments, Orchard Lane. I mean, the standards of these dwellings that are, they're reinforced, like you said, on the inside, so they are considered safe, you know, that you do have a shelter.
If that's where you would go, you'd go to the inside closet. You know, any of the trailer park, any of those nine out there, it's here.
Orchard Lane does have a crawl
Crawl
space,
space on it.
but I guarantee you, nobody out there could ever get down into
Yeah.
one.
I had somebody I'm responsible for live there, and it would
Yes.
be a challenge.
It would be a challenge.
I mean, it would be a safe place.
So what
It's
do
an option.
we need to call for a public hearing? Is that what?
That's
we
what
have
we're
to do
looking
first?
for, and I would like to call for the public hearing, because even though we would be selling those for $1, we'd still have to do a public hearing. So that's where, anybody that had questions on it, people come and talk about it.
At what point in time do we begin a survey after that then?
That would be after that. Yeah, we gotta get this through here, have the public meeting to make sure that it's done. We would get that put into, their hands.
Do we have to wait for it? I mean, if we're gonna ever sell it, we have to get a survey anyway.
I would rather have them do the survey the way they want to. So I can order it for them, but I would like them to be, I feel that the lot itself that would be given them would be plenty. I think they're fully expecting to do the survey themselves.
Okay.
We can
All right.
just tell them the size to plot it.
Yep, and we can extend that a little ways. There was some suggestions from the group that we had with them that were here, that maybe we extend it back to the north a little bit, in case, this is, there was a couple of, this is the type of people that they're looking for. This is who this is directed at. And this would be somebody possibly retired, coming off of the farm, coming into town.
How many square feet did you say they would be?
This one here, Seth, is 1,483 square feet, 3 bedrooms,
Yeah.
2 bathrooms. So it is a primary bedroom with a
Yeah.
bathroom in it. So here,
The builder, the contractor, I guess the manager of it, kind of likes to build the kind that have 2 bedrooms and a bath at one end, and a master bedroom, bath, closet at the other end of the home, with an open living room, dining room, kitchen in the middle of it.
but 1,483 square feet. So, Jan, to answer maybe a little bit of your question, you can't come in there and say, yes, I want to apply for this, because you have to apply for this. Because you have to show that your income level is going to meet what the requirements are. Then you can't come in, besides some colors and things like that, and anything that you want to put into the landscaping, they will put in the grass. but the grass is going to be all that they're going to put on to the outside.
I think that's an excellent deal for the city of Tracy.
Yeah, no, nice looking house.
And if nothing else, maybe it gets things moving so we can get a couple more.
Yep.
Maybe not through them, just through whoever.
I don't remember who said it, but I think this is, once these two get put up, then we really do need to take a look at that next lot next to there. Before we put on too many of them, we're gonna have to figure out where there's gonna be a road that goes in, you know, how close we get to the railroad, that type of thing.
We have to finish the drainage
But-
out there.
But that is, yeah, that's it's some area that's been sitting there for 40 years that we haven't done anything with.
But the one nice thing is that we could, if it's platted, just move right down the street
Yeah.
without building any other streets,
Without
any
another road.
cul-de-sacs, all the
That's
infrastructures
why I don't understand
within
what roads.
the road already. And then once they've dug up the road to hook up all of these utilities, they'll have to have a new road probably. Or we'll have homes.
Most of that stuff is on the south side of the road, if I
Yeah.
remember right.
Everything is on the south side of the road.
That's here and
They
there.
would like to
So,
figure out where they're gonna put the
Can
road.
we do the
Are you wanting to put?
public
that?
hearing next meeting? Does that work into your world, or would you have what you need to,
Yeah, it would take some,
or do you want to move it into February?
I would like to, I'm sorry, yeah, I'd like to move it into February, the first one in February.
Was
If
it
you don't mind, that
February
gives me a
12th?
little
Is that
bit more
fast
time to
enough
work
for
on
you,
it.
Cal?
They're willing to start building in April.
Yeah.
They have a certain amount of time for this grant part of it that we've been, here's another thing. So there's 10 of these houses, so 4 in Jackson. They're putting 3 in Marshall. They're putting 2 in Tracy and 1 in Walnut Grove. The first 2 are coming up in Tracy.
So they've got a period of, I think, 2 years with this construction financing, and they can build 2 or 3 of them at a time, but those have to sell.
You have to sell one to get the money to put into the next one, and it's kind of a,
Oh, that's how that works.
So February 12th works for UCAP as far as you know? February 12th would work for UCAP as far as you know? Or do we need to push it to the next one?
Well, we can't keep pushing it back if they want to build in April. I mean, there's a lot of.
well, they would build in April. This is fully funded. The money is already in their account. So they're ready for the
I
first
get
2.
that, though.
It just so happens we are the first 2.
I
Well,
get
why
that,
are
but if
we
we
waiting
keep pushing
until-
our meetings back for them, they can't get started.
Why can't we do it the next meeting?
What do you think, Diane?
Okay.
It's Jeff putting the ducks in the row.
Yeah.
This
I know what
one.
Diane's doing to think.
Let's just follow that. Let's just do the 12th.
Yeah, we've got to have notice of publication and.
Yep, we can put that in right away, because that has to go in 2 weeks ahead of time, so, and I think that only has to go in once though, I believe, so.
I can't imagine anybody arguing too much,
No,
bringing more tax dollars to town.
So I'll make a motion to do a public hearing on the UCAP lots on February 12th at 6:30 PM. Does that work? And then, as far as you know, gives everybody all the time they need. Okay,
I'll second that.
First and second, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Van Dyke,
All right,
Jones,
Aye.
Dobson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Arvizo,
Yes.
Teets,
aye.
Mayor Corbin.
Aye.
Our goal, council, would be to get these 2 sold as soon as possible, because they told the group that we were sitting here with that if we do well with these, that they would start writing another one for more houses. For us. They put us into it right away, so.
They like us, they really like us.
they'll build one, and if we get it sold, then. the
They're
second
building
one
2,
comes.
that's why.
Oh, they're building 2 no matter what.
That's why these look so
They're
nice
gonna be
right next to
done.
each other, because if it's the same builder, you can build it in the same place. They are going to use, this is a bidding process, all the way down to, for any kind of work that needs to be done from the city of Tracy, as long as they are within 5% of the bid, they'll go with local building supplies, local builders, everything. But this will be a you know, a salesperson. I mean, we're gonna have to sell these.
But they're getting technically a discount of approximately 70,000.
Well, So what it will be, yeah, the 70 comes from the Marshall ones, and those had to do with the Davis-Bacon, I think. This one does not have to meet that. Yeah, they did, if it was less than 10 homes on the grant, it did not have to go underneath that. So it's going to be a little less expensive to build these. But what they'll do is, from plans and specs, they will do an appraisal. And the appraisal is what the sale price is. So if the appraisal winds up to be less than what the true cost was to build it, yes, they will be getting a deal. And generally in new construction, the appraisals lag a little bit because it's tough, especially in Tracy right now, to come up with comps. How many homes have been built recently to compare it to? They have to go back a while, and so.
Okay, this
And
might
still
have been,
have a fairly high interest rate.
when the houses are sold, because they're being built with grant money, where does the money go back to UCAP, or where does?
That all goes to they'd be selling it for less than what it was built for, so that's the part of the grant.
It covers the float.
Yeah. We have no, except for the lots, we have no financial responsibility here.
No risk.
We would be getting essentially $660,000 worth of new construction in town.
See, that's the problem with with most builders taking that risk on to put up one of these as a spec house, are sitting out there with, interest on the lots, the risk that will they sell for what I have into it underneath, the current construction escalation and inflation.
Well, that's why I didn't
That's
know
why
if
they're
it was
not doing
going
it.
back to UCAP, so then they get that money back.
No, it
Is that-
I
covers the
thought you
cost.
said that money of a sold home goes into funding the next homes.
They gotta get these first two, actually, I think it was three that they had talked about.
They pay off the construction financing.
And then the rest of it, anything above and beyond there, that gap financing, that's what we're struggling with right now is what it's worth and what people can afford, even low income, even high income, whatever it might be, there's a gap in there. And they're taking care of that gap through the grant.
You said it was an income base, doesn't matter how high the income is, as long as you have enough income to cover.
No, there is a height.
Well, there's a height.
There
It's, what was it? There was a percentage of the annual gross mean of the county and blah,
So
blah,
there is
blah.
a top.
Yeah, I'd hate to use that number right now because they'll come back with that, but it has nothing to do with your savings account, has nothing to do with your assets, it has nothing to do with that. It's the income that you bring in from previous year.
Very good.
So
Good deal
I mean,
for
you put this on top of the 1.4 million that they put into the grant that we're going to be fixing houses and commercial here. UCAP we're looking at over $2 million that they're going to throw into the town over the next 24 months.
What if they build two homes and there's 4 people that want it?
We've talked
That's a
about
good
that.
thing.
It's first come, first serve.
This isn't foolproof when it comes down to, there's some things that bother everybody in the committee. I mean, who gets them? Is there hard feelings with who gets them? That type of thing. But you still got to be able to finance that $261,000.
The good part is we don't have any part of that either, though. I mean, we're not doing the qualifications, we're not looking at the purchase agreements, we're not accepting the bid, whatever.
So they would be looking at finding their own financing.
They have their own financing.
They
No,
just
no,
the-
no.
the
Buyers.
buyers.
Yeah, we have,
They have to go out and get a mortgage.
Find a mortgage. And right now, what are the average
We don't.
interest?
Can we, yeah.
6.5%.
You don't think it matters?
Not right now.
Well,
not right
Our
now, it
discussion.
doesn't.
Not
Yeah,
right
but
now.
for
Buying it would
decision.
matter at the
Well,
time.
that's my point.
there's enough people looking to
Be part of
buy.
our responsibility
Okay, so a public
Okay.
hearing is set.
for the 12th.
At 6:30.
And I'll have more information from Tiffany and from UCAP by then. Okay?
We do.
All right.
Yeah, we did.
Do we
Staff
have to?
reports.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no staff reports. There's a few things that I want to go over with you, and I'll make these as brief as possible so we can get to the resolutions. But snow removal update. It was a tough time when the snow came down today. It's nice when the city crew can go out there at 2 in the morning and clean everything off throughout the whole day. But they weren't able to start at 2 in the morning. They were able to start at 7 o'clock in the morning. So then we had a breakdown today, which one of the routes got way behind by 3 hours. So it was we got plenty of calls in, and you might have all gotten some calls too on people. Maybe we didn't get too close enough to their curb and didn't get there quick enough. But I can guarantee you they were busting their humps all since 8 o'clock this morning. So
That
when we could get up.
emergency route, it needs to make sure it's
Yeah, and that's the first place to go. To what time though?
at 8:30. It still wasn't.
Well, it'll all get cleaned up tonight, so shouldn't
They're
be.
going back out there tonight at midnight again. I know that there was some cities that weren't going out at all today. So they're working hard.
How could they not go out at all?
What's that?
So how could those cities not go out at all?
I don't know.
City
Well, a lot
choice.
of them will wait until it's done.
Yeah, and it never really got done.
It didn't get done, yeah.
Just the next thing is we had a little bit of a problem last week with we had our what reads our water meters, the computer part of it. I don't know the exact terms for everything, but our computer quit. It's 2 years old. There is no warranty on it, so we had to go to Lismore to pick up a rental from Lismore, Minnesota that matched up with ours. So Shane's been running back and forth to Lismore to get this taken care of. Otherwise, all 1,000 hookups here in town were going to have to be done manually. So we have a loaner coming in, supposed to be here in the next couple of weeks. We don't know what's going on with the replacement of the current system. But we went in there to get everything read, and it was dead, gone.
2 years old.
2 years old. Yeah, we're looking at warranty. We're looking at everything we can right now. Just wanted to give you about things that pop up. Old liquor store stuff, real quick. We're at about $2,300 in sales over there, and we still haven't gotten the copper out of the building. Just want to give the heads up, and I will contact some of the people with senior dining. As of March 23rd, we have no insurance on that building over there. They won't cover the insurance, only liability. So we've got to start talking about, and I've talked to Shane about getting the RFP out there for a couple of bids to get that thing torn down. Now it's becoming, we got to get it taken care of.
The deadline is, or it's ours?
It's the 23rd is when everything needs to be out of there. I'm just going to say March 1st, we need to have everything out of there, and I'm working on that with that group.
Okay.
Orchard Lane snow removal contract was, we got one bid in, and it was won by Dale Johnson Construction for $850 a month, so that has been signed off on. The amount that will go towards the snow removal is about the same as what we transfer out to the city department on an annual basis with an interoffice transfer, if that's what you want to call an interoffice transfer. So that was signed off on by the EDA already with a vote.
That's good. They're in the city's hands.
Here's the next thing I've got. So we've got finally word back from the Historical Society about this building that we're sitting in, and there was a $16,000 bill that comes with that. Of that, we have a match of about $5,700. It's actually $16,800. We have a $5,700 match for that. We are looking for that. When, and I'll just call it my mistake, I don't know right now, and we've been looking at it, Tyler and I, and with Val, we don't know where we budgeted that $5,700 in. I don't know. I can't tell you that right now. But this building is on the National Historical list right now, and nobody gets this grant, this needs assessment, unless the big grant comes with it. So that's our capital improvement over 25 and 26 is a lot of it is for this building, whether it's HVAC, tuck pointing, redoing the downstairs, the roof, the everything.
So when do we have to have that money?
That is, I'm going to be talking to them tomorrow. I had to sign some paperwork. So,
But this year?
Yes, this year.
Okay.
Yep.
We did not. Did we build this into the 2024 budget?
I don't believe it was.
I don't remember hearing.
No, I don't believe it was. So I'll report on that a little bit more as we go along. Just from you, it'll have to be a budget amendment, but it's something that we got to get this part of it done, and that needs to be done in January, February for us to, to apply for this grant. And you're looking at in the hundreds of thousands of dollars for this building that we know we need to put it into do, so we might as well get free money.
Yeah.
Next meeting, we'll have 3 quarterly employees of the quarter that will be here, and then we will have by then there'll be an employee of the year, and not only that, but it was decided as kind of the group of department heads. With the lack of number of employees that we have, having an employee of the quarter every quarter is tough. So we have a system that's put in place that we will make sure that they get noticed and something signed by the mayor, signed by whoever needs to be, but then we will just go to a employee of the year. There just isn't enough employees here in town. It's a great program. There's nothing wrong with it, but we do want to finish out last year, so there'll be 3 of them here on the 22nd. Isn't that correct, Dan? On the 22nd. And then last thing that I got on my list, and I will shut up, and then by the 22nd, there won't be another community center work group meeting by then, but we'll have to have, there'll be more information on I've sent out the information, I've sent you what the parking lot's possibly going to look at, where it should be, a little bit of everything. I'm getting all that information from Bollig. It's just going to we just need to move this along, and make decisions one way or another with this. So I believe by that first, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to ask what date were you...
I'm thinking that'll be the first one in January. What was that? Or February, I'm sorry. The 12th, yeah, is where I would like to see us come far enough where we can at least have Bollig here to give us actual prices, and that's what I communicated to them today, Shane and I did, of we need some concrete numbers and we need it now.
And that's the work group going to be here for that too?
So yes, I'll invite them. I've been keeping them abreast of everything. Anything that I send to you, I send it to the work group. All it is the pictures. I think you've seen the last one of some possible designs making it look like a train station, and the way the parking lot would possibly look, how big it is, what we put into the kitchens themselves. There's some decisions need to be made, but they know now, and if they don't, they will know by the end of this week what the whole a la carte is. Okay, what is the size building with this kitchen?
Should we do that as a whole separate meeting though, rather than in a council meeting? I just think it's going to take...
That is really up to you. That's actually, I got that written down, is where do you want to do that at? Do you want to do that at a separate meeting? I just want to make sure that they come with the information that you're going to need. I don't want you to be able to ask a question and they go, I don't know.
Well, just the structure of the meeting, I think, has gotten us off track on a couple times where it's been a council meeting and they've sat out there and felt like they're part of the audience as opposed to being a part of actual committee. And I think when we meet over at the library around a great big table, it seems to be more inviting, and we're not stressed for, we have a whole list of resolutions to get to yet, so it's in the course of this meeting, we just hurry it along. I think this is a pivotal meeting when we start to see some concrete numbers, and then
I think we need to do it at a separate meeting.
I guess I'd agree.
Is there a specific time right around that 8th or the 12th? I'm sorry. I mean, would you like to do it before the council meeting on the
Well, could we squeeze it up?
on the 12th? I don't know if an hour is going to be enough for them to go over what they
No,
need to.
I didn't mean that.
Certainly
Instead of doing the
should do it.
12th, do the 5th or 6th or 7th or something.
Later that week, I mean, maybe if you could send me some of your, when would be a good time, and then I can set that up with. It's got to fit into their time too. So, and I'll be talking to them. Either Shane and I will be either tomorrow or Wednesday.
I'm gone until the 6th of February.
You're who?
I did it after the council meeting.
Okay, so it'd be later than the
7th, 8th, or 9th?
the week before the council meeting, and in case there's something we need to do at the council meeting,
That'd
we'd
be
be there.
good.
We could
I like that idea.
earlier.
Write that down. And I have it too, I'm sorry.
Nope, I
Back a
got
day
it.
early for crying.
So are you here early on the 6th, or?
I honestly can't remember when we fly in.
They better not count on that then. With
Seventh,
planes
eighth,
or
Wednesday,
anything.
7th,
Window might blow out or something.
Wednesday the 7th, isn't it?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'd say Wednesday or Thursday.
I'll talk to Bollig about that. So I think, yes, like Tom said, I think this is a pivotal point where we need to sit down and really start cramming the numbers.
I would personally, if it's possible, like Wednesday considered because I am working on every Thursday.
Okay. She said that Wednesday would be, she thinks that would be a good time too. So I'll talk to them right away about Wednesday the 7th. I'll know that by the end of this week. And I'll set that up and send it to you in a calendar notice and everything. We'll only have a couple people of the community part of that because there's a lot of them that are in Arizona right now. But they're well.
You're not back
When
yet.
is Ash Wednesday?
No, I mean.
Ash Wednesday, they came in
They'll be
at
gone
11.
for 6 weeks.
Well, the 14th.
That's Valentine's Day.
That'd be a good day to have a meeting. No.
No, it's
So I
Ash
apologize
Wednesday.
for everything that I had to go over with everybody, but there was some
Perfect.
things that. Okay, so we can move on if you want, Mayor, unless anybody's
We're
got
ready.
any more questions.
We're ready.
All right, City Administrator, Resolution number 1, Resolution 2024-2, approving League of Minnesota Cities liability coverage waiver form. That was in there, something every year, so.
I'll make a motion, but
I'll second.
on the top of your form, Diane,
Mhm.
it says 23, if that makes any difference.
I'll get it changed.
Okay, well, I just didn't want you all of a sudden.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-2.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Van Dyke,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yes.
Teeks,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
Okay, moving on, number 2, Resolution 2024-3, establishment of the official municipal newspaper.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-3.
I'd like to second that.
Roll call, please.
Van Dyke,
Aye.
Teeks,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yeah.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
Number 3, Resolution 2024-4, establishment of time and place for council meetings.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Teeks,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yes.
Van Dyke,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
There's always changing them to the same time as EDA meetings at 6:45 in the morning. All right, number 4, Resolution 2024-5, contract with the city official Dave Teague's Breakthrough Beverage.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Van Dyke,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dobson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Arvisu.
Yes.
Dave, you're abstaining on this?
I'll abstain.
You're-
Okay, and Mayor Corman.
Aye.
All right, number 5, we'll have them same too. Resolution 2024-6, contract with city official Pam Corman.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Yeah, any discussion? Yeah. Roll call, please.
Jones,
Aye.
Dobson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Teeks,
Aye.
Van Dyke,
Aye.
abstaining.
All right, the last one we've got on this list here is number 6, Resolution 2024-9. Is it appropriate temporary liquor license?
Approved temporary.
Approve temporary liquor license off-site for Eagles.
What's that about?
So the Brotherhood Motorcycle Club is having their Christmas party at their location, at the motorcycle club's location. And the Eagles Club is going to provide the alcohol for that function.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion for that? Roll call, please.
Landay,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Babson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
Teets,
Aye.
Mayor Carmen.
Aye. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you for the patience for a little longer than